tripod than normal. Just gonna let you guys know that. We're gonna try to go a little higher with this. Oh wow, this thing can go higher. Oh my god. Whew. Really taking a risk here. Maybe. Let me get out of the sun a little bit. I'm gonna reverse this baby. I'm gonna go a little bit backwards here. Keep an eye on the rear. Beauty is there's pretty much no one here. So I'm at the library, by the way. So Coos Bay Library is closed at the moment. So honestly, it doesn't really matter how I park because it's not open for business at this time. So I'm just gonna park. I'm gonna take up a couple parking spots like a total tool. That's just how I roll. That's just how Daddy rolls. But yeah, we're chilling out in the. So can I get a? I'm looking all right today. I'm looking a little flimsy. I might just actually put the. There we go. Put this thing in park. I'll talk to you guys. Well, it's a little lopsided too. It's a little difficult trying to figure out how to align this. I might actually just hold it like a selfie stick, though. I think that'll probably be the easiest way to go about this. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. So we're gonna hold it like a selfie stick. That'll be the best way to pull this off. Oh, I think I pressed something. Did I? Hopefully not. But yeah, this is the obviously we're in the Corolla right now. We're chilling out here. Behind me is the Coos Bay Public Library. We're honestly just having a good time. I'm just gonna put this in selfie stick mode because yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do it any other way. Let's see. We try to adjust this just a little bit here. We're gonna go into a different mode. We're gonna make it to where it kind of goes into puerile selfie stick mode. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot easier than using the tripod because my tripod is super duper crazy heavy. There we go. So we're just going in pure selfie stick mode today. And as you can see, I'm a little sweaty, so I'm gonna put the AC on just a bit. But welcome to the show. I felt like, you know what? Let's just do a show out in public. Plenty of places to do a show, and this is one of them. This is one of the spots, man. Now you're gonna hear a little bit of AC. Sorry about that. I was thinking what would be kind of cool is to maybe hang this on the side, possibly. But yeah, this is kind of the best way to do the show at the moment. Pure selfie stick mode, and but yeah, it feels pretty good. Yeah, the library's a good spot to prop up, especially when it's closed. There's no traffic. Obviously, nobody's parked here to do any sort of events, so I can just chill out as long as I want. Really, I need to find a spot though to put more of the. Turn that down a little bit. That should be enough AC for me for the time. Yeah, overall, pretty good spot. Just wanted to get out, get a little drive in me, get a little sunshine. It's not very sunny today though, but that's all right. Feeling pretty good. Oh. 4 minutes in, I barely talked about any investing philosophies, but we'll get to that here in a second. We'll get to that. Yeah, overall, when it comes down to it, man, investing is. I want to get down to some investing principles real quick. So, I mean, one of the things that I do is I stay as diversified as I possibly can because I want to make it to where I can sleep soundly at night. You know, knowing that my portfolio is on the right path. That's the key. And the thing is, I mean, that's the way a portfolio should be. You know, I mean, I think a little bit of risk is okay in a portfolio. There's always going to be some element of risk. But if you want to greatly reduce that risk, I honestly think diversification is great because you are diversifying for the unknown of how society is going to unravel, right? My investment philosophy is I don't know what the future holds. You know, is great as past performance is as a record indicator, it's also very flawed to use the past performance of the US, for example. You know what I mean? We may have stagnant growth. We may not. Who knows? I think you should still have US stocks. But what I'm saying is you don't have to get rid of your US stocks. You can have international companies as well through ETFs. There are plenty of ETFs that give you the ability to actually expose yourself, giggity, to international companies. You don't necessarily have to really worry about anything at the end of the day. I'm going to roll down both of my windows though so I get a bit of a cross breeze going in here. I'm going to turn off my car just so I don't really need to use any gas at the moment. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, we're kind of at the precipice of, you know, is the U.S., you know, kind of taking its turn, you know? And hey, don't get me wrong. I love America. I love the United States. I really do. But at the same time, I got to be a little realistic. I got to look at my portfolio and be like, look, as much as I love my concentration of U.S. stocks, I also need exposure to international stocks as well. Because over the coming decades, it's possible there may not be a lot of growth in some U.S. companies. And the thing is, emerging market funds are not talked about enough. Like those ETFs that have a lot of emerging markets, like companies, like from like, you know, kind of like on the breaking point of like a third world country, that sort of thing. The thing is, man, people are going to get destroyed. They're going to really get destroyed. And that's scary. If people keep racking up debt and not investing, at the end of the day, you are going to get destroyed. And you should focus on your portfolio. I think focusing on your portfolio is just as important as focusing on your job. I really do. You should focus on your job, but you should also focus on your personal development. Because the truth is, while your job needs you and utilizes you, it doesn't really give two shits about you. That's the thing. And that's something I think people need to keep in mind, man. Here's some crows out there, though. Those crows. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think doing this from the car is pretty fun. I'm kind of a tall dude, so that's the thing that sucks about doing this from my car is my car allows, like, my head almost hits the top when I sit up straight. Almost. It gets close. As you can tell, I'm gonna put my camera up a little bit. Those crows are going wild. Remember, you get attacked by crows? I don't know. But yeah, overall, I mean, staying diversified is probably the biggest thing I can, you know, recommend to the world. And it's just kind of one of the ways I do it. And yeah. And those crows are having a heyday today. But it's like, you know, one thing I will say is, you know, we're definitely oh, what am I looking at? Yeah, the crows are extremely vocal this morning, though. Holy crap. I realize I got a whole bunch of stray hairs I need to get rid of. Need to pluck some hairs. Yeah, overall, it's just like the key to investing for me is just spread out my risk. You know, I think that's the thing most investors do not do is they just don't spread out their risk to the degree that they need to. And that's kind of a crucial key that I don't think is taken into account as much as it probably should be. I think when you're a little too concentrated in one particular ETF, for example, you might be missing out on a variable of weightings, you know. And here's the thing, man. My portfolio, as far as weighting goes, is very chaotic because I got like a share of every single index ETF that you could imagine. So because of that, I mean, I'm exposed everywhere when it comes to ETFs. Checking something real quick. We got no chats at the moment, but make sure you guys like the video. More likes, the better. Um, but when it comes to diversification, man, I can't lie, dude. Diversification is an important concept that I do want to see more people embrace. And I think if more people do embrace, Batshit Crazy says, mad, be wild, diversified, all else. Are you talking about Barrick Gold when you say B? Or are you talking about Bitcoin? I know. I think if I remember right, dude, I think you're a Bitcoin shill, and that's okay. I will not hold it against you. I won't hold it against you. I'll be nice to you about it. But I just want to say that I don't know. I don't believe in the Bitcoin shillery. But thank you for the like, by the way. I really appreciate it. Overall, one of the key focuses for me as just a standard investor, I may be a retail investor by all technicality, but I do invest like like I'm investing other people's money. I treat my money like it's somebody else's money, and I'm responsible for it, right? And so I take that money and I trade that money in for valuable assets. Stocks are valuable, man, and you could measure the value of a company. You can. It's very tough to measure the value of something like Bitcoin. It's pretty easy to even measure the value of gold because it has utility in the real world. And you can kind of figure out the actual value of gold. Now, would I choose gold over stocks, preferably? No, I'm really more of a stocks kind of guy. It's just the way I roll. Yeah, ultimately, that's just my philosophy. I've never really found any. I've never found any real attraction to holding a bunch of gold, but I do think it's good to hold gold, just is a is another hedge against inflation. But I do feel like real estate, not just feel, I know that real estate, stocks, and gold, and even silver, are relatively good inflation hedges. And when silver's down, that really is a good time to buy. Even if you don't buy direct silver, you can get to silver ETFs if you want to like swing trade the decline or something like that. That's fine. But with the dollar being printed into oblivion and the dollar not being backed by anything of real value, I mean, you're better off holding a bunch of gold and silver. That's the way I see it. We could eventually revert back to gold and silver, though, as the gold for the backing of the dollar if things get real bad. We could get back to that. I don't know if we ever will, though. Who knows? But I will say the rich will continue to get richer and the poor will continue to get poorer if the poor continue. And the best way to stay poor is to worship money. Really, worship money and you stay poor. Worship assets, you stay rich. So my main philosophy is it's what you worship that keeps you rich or keeps you poor. It's what you're in, right? You want to stay poor? Save money. That's all there is to it. Hoard money if you want to stay poor because the value of the dollar rapidly declines and inflation takes its toll on everybody's wallet. 2, hoard assets, if anything. Stick with the assets that you have. Assets are key. Like, seriously. People say cash is king, but I say cash flow is king. If you have assets that are consistently giving you some form of cash flow, have some sort of measurement of value, that's the key, man. That is the key. I realized I still have my seatbelt on, so taking that off. Oh, I can stretch my bussy. But look, man, I mean, the key for me is to consistently invest, stay diversified, and look, if you like crypto, which I hope you don't, but if you do, I don't think you should diversify in crypto. That would be like diversifying in different kind of turds. Like, for instance, I want some diarrhea. I want some brown poop. I want some green poop. That sort of thing. Diversifying crypto is like diversifying the types of fecal matter that you can get a hold of. I want deer poop. I want dog poop. It's still shit at the end of the day. That's the way I see it. Hmm. I see my patchy beard's coming in. I gotta really get rid of some of these hairs on the side. Yeah, it's fun though. I really do enjoy just chilling out and parking lot, like an empty parking lot, like the Coos Bay Library. It's perfect. Oh, Catholic Church next to me. If you guys could see that, they're ringing a bell. I don't know much about Catholic traditions. One of these days, maybe I should go into a church with my camera and live stream a session. It's been a while since I've even been to a church, but they're interesting places, and I think that maybe it keeps people on the straight and narrow. I don't know. I think religion can be a good thing. It's not for everybody. It's tough. It was always tough for me to be pretty religious. Yeah, it's not that I don't believe in a, what do you call it? It's really a matter of chaotic design or intelligent design, right? Were we designed, was even the universe designed by an intelligent creature? Or did an intelligent creature of massive power and ability emerge from the universe and then create us eventually? Or create life itself? Who knows? But life could also be a chaotic occurrence. There is that possibility, and I think with a lack of information, you have to be open to the two ideas being potentially true. And do they contradict each other? Sure. But maybe contradictions aren't. This is something I've considered. Maybe contradictions aren't really a big deal. Maybe there really isn't as many contradictions as you'd think. Maybe both can be true. Think about it. Chaotic design, we're going into realms of philosophy right now. But chaotic design versus intelligent design, right? It's possible that intelligent design is also true, but chaotic design may also be true. That chaos could have created God, and God, as an orderly being, somehow created out of chaos, found a way to create human beings, life in general. That would be an interesting. That's an interesting philosophy. Chaos to order to more order, and then to what else we don't know. But we also have to consider the fact there's two philosophies here at work. It's possible the universe just always existed and maybe there wasn't a beginning. That's another thing. Some people theorize that maybe there was never a beginning to the universe at all. And then maybe our limited perspective forces us to believe there has to be a beginning. Maybe there doesn't need to be. I think that might be the craziest part to all this, is there might not need to be a beginning. That somehow, some way, the universe just always existed. And that's a wild thought in itself. Don't know how true that is. But, with the James Webb Telescope finding out a whole bunch of things, it's like, and we're finding galaxies that are, by all technicality, just as old as the universe, our perceived understanding of how old the universe is. So, funny thing is, the James Webb Telescope is forcing us to rewrite our books on the universe, which is kind of cool. And potentially there may be no end. Like I said, our limited understanding of how things work, we think there needs to be a beginning. We think there needs to be an end, but maybe that just isn't so. That's a wild thought that people might need to consider too, that maybe it's just not accurate, right? What a world. What a world. But it feels good to be out here. It feels good to be breathing the fresh air, talking to you guys about, diversification theories and stuff like that, and different types of portfolio weightings. Um, my philosophy is you got to protect yourself to some degree from the inflation caused by the dollar's decay. The dollar will always decay. The one rule of currencies are a currency is not backed by anything. Therefore, a currency will always dissipate and decay. Make sure you guys like this video, by the way. But it'll always decay. And it's an unfortunate truth, but it's an accurate one. There will always be levels of decay for the dollar. Unless the dollar becomes backed by gold, then the dollar suddenly means something again. But as we see it now, the dollar means nothing. So saving the dollar is really a detriment. The longer you hold on to a dollar, the worse it is. So the whole point should be always to hold on to an asset or something like that that's inflation proof. At least in my mind, that's the way it should be. But my left ear's a little bit clogged today. Gotta unclog the old ear. Ooh. But yeah, it's pretty nice hanging out next to the library of all places. I was just like, I'm driving around and I just wanted to get outside. Even I just have the windows down and kind of use this as a secondary home, oddly enough. It's a good car. What's really cool is you can actually put down both the seats, the seat in the back as well. Make it to where you can sleep in the back if you really need to. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. It is very, very, I wouldn't say super hot outside, but, I have to have both of these windows totally down right now. Car's off, feels good. But yeah, being able to do a show where I'm just chilling out in a parking lot is pretty fun. Just feels good to be outside. Feel the cold air, the nice little breeze. The air's pretty warm at the moment. Oh. Gotta unclog the old ears. Got like a bunch of earwax or something like that. But overall, it's always a good time to do the show, especially if I could do it outside, That's the best part about it. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? I mean, I know nobody's really on the live stream at the moment, but overall, it's good shit. Crap. Well, sketchy dude. It's another thing that sucks a Probably shouldn't be around the library parking lot. Too many sketchy people, including myself. Feels good to be out here, though. It feels right. My bussy is tight. I need to kind of wash my windows. A little dirty. I realize also today is Sunday, so it's like big deal. But it's good to see people on here. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you can. But yeah, we're just I don't even always say I'm we. I guess we're all here. But I got nothing in the back except for got my paper towels. Got my little crate too. Always got my DoorDash bag in the crate. Never know when I want to do a DoorDash session, but might do some DoorDash during the week at some point, but probably gonna do some laundry today. Actually, yeah, get some of that done. But I'm feeling tan. Feeling tan. I'm the man, dude. See what time it is. 10:42. All right. We're gonna be playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering later. That'll be pretty fun. But yeah, I am honestly just a little tired today. I don't know why. It just feels. I just needed to get out. Like fuck. Cause I'm deep down. I'm a child of the sun. But it is slightly overcast today. There's like cloud cover. It's not like cloud cover is a little overcast today. Surprisingly, I mean we're close to the ocean, so it's like boom. It's one of those things. But yeah, overall, I mean we're talking about the portfolio longevity matters, and I think that the best way to keep a portfolio that you never have to sell is to stay spread out. Get into international companies through ETFs. It's not financial advice by any means, but it's just kind of, in my opinion, almost like a financial fact. If you spread out your risk, you have less to worry about. One of the reasons I don't fret over my portfolio is because I really have nothing to worry about. I'm spread out all over the place. And when you're spread out, man, all you do is you just let your portfolio pay you, and that's really all it boils down to, man. You let the portfolio pay for your existence, And that's the way I want it to be, man. I want the portfolio to pay for just me to exist. It's kind of the whole point behind it, you know what I mean? Make sure you guys like the video, though. The more likes, the better. So, trying to get a little more exposure in the algorithm to some degree. But it's fun to invest. It really is. Because, I used to gamble a little bit, and I'm not a big fan of gambling. I try to avoid gambling at this point. Now, I do go on DraftKings, don't get me wrong, and I do like these, I call them pussy bets. 20-cent bets on, like, different games that are happening, whether it's WNBA, whether it's NBA, whether it's NFL, that sort of thing. But yeah, no, I try not to gamble. I avoid gambling as much as I can. But I really do embrace investing. Investing's a big deal to me. I think it's one of the reasons why I won't have to worry about my retirement. I won't have to rely on Social Security. I'll be able to have consistent income through my dividends, and I'll be able to retire much earlier than most people because I take investing very seriously. But like I said, like the video if you can, you guys. Appreciate it. Helps me on the algo. I don't know why I'm calling it the algo. That is so gay. Let's see. Ultra Fire says there he is, baby. Ultra Fire in the house. Ultra Fire makes me pounce. So I'm gonna try and experiment, you guys. Hold on. I'm gonna put this down for just a second. One moment. I'm still here. Trying to experiment real quick. So I want to see. I'm gonna get rid of this here. Let's get rid of this selfie thing. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try something real fast. I'm gonna see. Okay, that's not bad at all, but it doesn't go all the way through. Huh? Hold on. What if I just remove this completely? I don't think it's gonna allow me to. Hold on. No, it's. I could remove it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a bit of a life hack here, but I think that's failing. Yeah, I was trying to put it in a little crate, and I don't think that's actually going to work the way I want it to. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to throw the crate back in there. Yeah, the holes are just not big enough for this. I'll have to keep doing selfie stick mode here. Hold on. Oop. I'm going to throw the crate back here real quick and... There we go. All right. Well, that was it was a worthy try. I'm gonna try to fix my. Oh, we'll fix that. I'll fix that later. We'll fix that later. But yeah, no, it feels really good. I like being out and about and checking out the world. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Don't forget to like the video. We need more likes. We need more simps. Yeah, I am. It's a little hot out here. But feeling good though. Feeling good. But hopefully everybody's doing all right out there in the ether. Ultra Fire says, looking sharp, bro. Thank you. I'm feeling pretty sharp. Just feeling a little sweaty at the moment. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, just trying to get as many likes for the show as I can. And, trying to really kind of get the show out there a little bit more, doing more live videos. Going out. I love going out. Just out and about. And chilling like a villain. Probably gonna go do some laundry here in a second. Yeah, I got some of that I gotta do and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I'm very much a sweaty mess right now. Feeling good though, feeling good. But yeah, like the video, please. Please. Helps that algorithm. Helps my wiener grow. Ultra Fire says, what's for lunch? Oh, haven't decided yet. Probably going to make, well, I usually just kind of eat breakfast and dinner. So I had a little bit of breakfast this morning. Just kind of had a quick little Taco Bell breakfast, basically. I was just like, I'm going to get some Taco Bell. I'm going to splurge a little bit. And just because I haven't been feeling the best lately, and I don't know, just mentally I'm a little all over the place, but I realized that I do need to go to Fred Meyer though and get a few things, so I'll probably end up going to good old Freddy's and maybe getting some today. I might just save that for another day. I'm not too sure. A little burnt out today though. I could always actually go to McKay's, get some laundry detergent if I need to, but yeah, I might even just do laundry on Monday. I'm not too sure though. And usually, if I got nothing going on, which I really don't at the moment, I'm just kind of hanging out in the sunshine and feels good. But no, I'm feeling pretty grateful though. At the end of the day, feeling pretty good. That's the one thing, man. I've been so spiteful lately. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Ultrafire says, "How's work been?" I'm just focusing on the work. I'm not. I was focusing a little too much on the hatred. I felt like it was really kind of ruining my psyche a little bit. Because I was hating my, um, definitely hating. I'm still not a big fan of them, but I think that if I keep hating them, it's not going to make me feel any better. Um, I just kind of started focusing on what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I got a job where I could work from home. I'm grateful that I'm still good at the job for the most part, that I'm still competent at it for the most part. I mean, that can always change, and I'm grateful for what I'm able to do today. So I'm trying to just, make the most of every single day, even if it means just me going out into a random parking lot. And Ultrafire says, "I know how you feel. I get in my head a lot too." Yeah, the thing was, man, it's just like, if I'm getting too hateful, it's not good, man. It's not good because I really don't want that hate to spread. You know what I mean? If I'm hateful, it might reverberate, and you guys watching the video might start getting a little too hateful. I just don't want that to happen at all, and it matters to me, and I don't want it to affect anybody else in my life. And so the best thing I could do is just be grateful I got a job that I get paid all right. I'm good at it, and when my time comes to not do the job anymore, that'll come. All I could do is just do what I can today, and what I do today does help tomorrow. And I just got to keep investing, keep being smart about what I'm doing in life, and we'll see what's next afterwards. Oh, it's really the key. By the way, good car tip. By the way, I want to help everybody out a little bit. Who, if I have a very very nice car that I got from Toyota. I didn't even have to pay that much for it, which is really nice. Still in great condition. Um, we can look at what Ultrafire is saying. We can look at life as glass half empty or glass half full. Choice is yours or ours. Well, I also want to expand upon that as well. So I want to try to not only look at the glass as being half full, but I want to do what I can to fill up the glass, right? And I believe, in believing that the glass can be filled up as much as it wants to be filled, as much as it needs to be. I really do like to think in terms of abundance, that there is a lot of opportunity out there. And for a while, I wasn't thinking like that. And when you get into that scarcity mindset, man, it gets pretty freaky. Because when I was younger, I used to have an abundance of, a philosophy of abundance. And opportunities would come to me left and right because I was so open to everything. I wasn't nervous about anything. I just knew that if I took actions, there were doors everywhere for me. I'm starting to believe that again because, half of it's belief. If you don't believe, then you're not going to have the energy to want to do anything, right? But if you believe that you can make things happen for others and yourself, you have a new renewed energy, and you feel like you can give more. So it's helped me out. Honestly, it's helped me out. And I just feel like I needed a mindset change, and I hated feeling so shitty. I really did. And I think the worst part was I was letting people live rent free in my head. People who I feel like, yes, I feel like they've been not the greatest. We'll put it that way. And I don't hate them, honestly. I did. I did. I'll admit that. I don't hate them now, though. I actually just feel bad for them, if I'm going to be honest. I just feel bad for them. I don't know who made them miserable in life. I really don't. I just don't. I think the pity that I feel for them is real. And I replaced hatred with pity. I just feel bad for them. And I don't know what they're going through. I really wish they wouldn't take it out on me, but what can I do? You know? And I feel bad for the company that I work for. You know? I was hating the company I worked for as well, but I turned it from hatred to pity because I actually pity them. They don't know how to run their company. That sucks. And that's a big deal. And I don't know if I could fix that. I guess I could just be a good example of a good person, and that's about it. Just be a productive person. But yeah, no, I decided to replace the hatred that I've been feeling with pity for the people that I was hating or the things that I hate. Yeah. And suddenly I feel sad, sure, but I feel empathy. And I think when you hate something, you can't feel any empathy for it. Whether it's someone or something, right? It's hard to feel empathy. But if you start to pity somebody, that's when you can start feeling empathy. And then that's when your heart opens up. We're getting into some weird philosophies here, I know. But, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. Like, this is like, I know some metaphysical shit. Probably something that you hear from some California physicist, not physicist, but psychic, you know. My heart feels better. It just does. It feels more open. Because, yeah, if I kept hating the way that I was hating, see, it was going to get bad. It was going to get real bad. It got to the point where I got so sick. Like, I got sick, physically ill. And I realized that I was so on edge, so hate-filled. It was going to destroy me, and it was going to destroy everything else around me. So, once I stopped that garbage, everything was better. Everything was just better. So yeah, my hate turned into just pity. And that was the biggest change for me. But I hope I hope this helps you guys in some way. I really do. Well, thinking I might maybe do some laundry here in a bit. I'm contemplating. I'm going to have a bit of a lazy day today. I think I could do laundry after work tomorrow. Or on Tuesday, something like that. I don't need to do laundry on the weekend. But yeah, it feels really good to just be out and about, like I said, and just doing what I can. Talking to you guys, getting the fresh air. This is one of the reasons why I'm lucky. I'm grateful for this phone, for example. It allows me to take allows me to do a live show in the front of my car, and you guys get to see how a little bit messy it is. A little messy back there. Not too much going on back there, but a little messy. Um, maybe I will do a little bit of shopping at Freddy's. I think I might. But hey, Ultra Fireman. I don't know what happened. It looks like I'm probably gonna end the live stream here in just a second, folks. But yeah, it's tough, especially. By the way, Ultra Fire, what you were mentioning with family. That's another tough one too. I had some pretty toxic parents who constantly at each other's throats, and it was something, man. It was crazy. I will admit, though, them getting divorced was definitely a blessing because I don't know how it would have turned out if they would have stayed together. You know, but yeah, it was pretty messy, man. How they treated each other. And luckily, at a young age, I had the understanding of the instincts of what was right and what was wrong. You know, and yeah, I had a lot of resentment for sure. It's taken a lot for me to not be resentful of my parents. And I try to just feel pity for them. Ultrafire says you're a solid dude. Proud of your friend. Hey, proud of you as a friend. Absolutely, man. I'm proud of you too, brother. I know I don't know you personally, but I will tell you this. If you're going through anything, some bitter stuff, some tough stuff, um, sometimes replacing that hatred with pity, and not pity for yourself. I'm not talking about pitying yourself. I'm talking about pitying the things or the people that you hate. Because I started to realize that it could be a choice. It can be. Sometimes the hatred can be so deep, though, that it's often very tough to replace that hatred with anything else. But really, it doesn't. It comes down to not deleting the hatred, but more like replacing it. It's like an addiction, right? So I would say I was addicted to a lot of stuff, like cigarettes, and I love cigarettes. Alcohol, sure. But man, I'll tell you what, that addiction could have ruined my ass, dude. Could have ruined my life. And I quit when I was younger, and I still, on occasion, if I drink a little bit, I will smoke a cigarette. But only one. I don't buy any packs for myself. I stay away from the stuff. I replaced nicotine with caffeine for the most part. So I do have a caffeine addiction, absolutely. But I think everybody has their vice, and I think it's a good thing. Ultrafire says I always ask myself why. Why? Sometimes, and it's. I will say, sometimes finding the right answer is a little difficult. But sometimes realizing the effects that certain feelings have on you affects you I can't say it. On a physiological level, it affects you. And it's tough because sometimes I can be very hateful and very spiteful. It's something I recognize in myself. Especially if I feel like I've been wronged, right? But my guy Byron, is my mom's boyfriend, basically like a second father to me at this point in my life. He did say, "Oh, they can't kill you." He's right. They can't. And I could let them if I kept being hateful and spiteful, But I can't let anybody. I'm going to be in control about how I feel, right? I know I don't like them. I don't like my managers, so I'll admit that. I don't have a lot of positive feelings toward them, but I'm sure as hell not going to have too many negative ones either. If I need to, I'll remain neutral. But I think feeling pity probably is the best result. Feeling pity for them. 'Cause at the end of the day, I just feel bad for them, really. And it's the truth. I feel bad that they're the way they are. I feel bad that their kids or their just wonder how they treat their own family. You know what I mean? Or maybe they just don't like me. That's possible. And sometimes you got to be the target, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, I've kind of learned that at the end of the day, I got options. There's plenty of opportunities, and it's like that Ultra Fire says, like that saying, "A death by 1,000 paper cuts." Exactly. Exactly. Well, I will let you go. I think what I'm going to do, I think I actually will do some laundry. I might do a little bit of shopping though. Got to get some. Do got to get some laundry detergent though, so I will actually go to Fred Meyer and get that shit. But yeah, I'm going to do a quick Fred Meyer run. Get a little bit of groceries. Probably get some pomegranate juice while I'm at it. You might as well. And then kind of roll from there. But I'll catch y'all later. Thank you, Ultra Fire, for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. And anybody else who tuned in. And to all you guys, thank you. It's fun, as always, doing these little live videos. I enjoy it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope, you know, I know I tend to go off on tangents, do a little philosophy on these things, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. I'm out. Have fun, you guys.